Hello, welcome to the Daily Devotion. I'm Kathy Morris, pastor of the Dixon United Methodist Church. Our Bible reading for today comes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 8, verses 23 through 27. This passage tells the story of Jesus and his disciples as they are in a boat and encounter a storm on the Sea of Galilee. I'm reading from the Common English Bible. When Jesus got into a boat, his disciples followed him. A huge storm arose on the lake so that the waves were sloshing over the boat, but Jesus was asleep. They came and woke him, saying, "Lord, rescue us. We're going to drown." He said to them, "Why are you afraid, you people of weak faith?" Then he got up and gave orders to the winds and the lake, and there was a great calm. The people were amazed and said, "What kind of person is this? Even the winds and the lake obey him." For many of us, this is one of our favorite stories of Jesus, and I think that's because it describes our lives. Very often, we feel as though we are being rocked by storms. Some may be personal. We may be dealing with an illness over which we have no control. There may be tensions and difficulties at home. We may be dealing with overwhelming demands at work. Some of the storms around us are storms in our world. We seem to go from crisis to crisis. Political divisions, economic inequities, rapid social change, or in some cases, change that's not happening quickly enough. There's the unrelenting speed of technology. In the midst of it all, we can feel as though we are barely afloat. We love this story about Jesus because it reassures us that Christ is our power, and he has the power to master the storms of life. Christ is able to command the winds and the seas, and Christ restores our peace. But there's more to it than that. It isn't just that Christ restores our peace in order to make our lives easier. Christ restores peace so that the mission, the ministry, can carry on. The ministry that we bear. The ministry of healing, the ministry of peace, the ministry of love and joy. This is our ministry that we are meant to carry to others. Jesus calmed the storm, and the boat kept going. We have many examples of Christ's servants who have set out on the seas in order to carry Jesus' love to the world. And along the way, they very often encountered storms. The Apostle Paul traveled from Palestine to Rome, and it's not just that he encountered a terrible storm, but also was shipwrecked. Nonetheless, he continued on in his journey. St. Patrick and St. Columba, they traveled between Ireland and Britain on missionary journeys, and these journeys that took them across the waters were dangerous. John Wesley, who was the founder of the Methodist movement, he made a very dangerous journey to the colony in Georgia and back, and along the way met terrible storms. Whenever these Christian leaders went forth in faith, Christ went with them. And through their journeys, they discovered a depth of peace that comes only from the grace of Christ. Christ is with us, and in the stormy times of our lives, we can experience peace through his grace. There is a prayer practice that we can use when life gets stormy, and it's called centering prayer. In centering prayer, you choose a short word. It's a sacred word, and it should only be 1 or 2 syllables. It can be the word love, or joy, or peace, or Jesus. The word represents Christ's presence in your heart. Sit comfortably with your eyes closed and then repeat this sacred word several times. And as you do so, allow yourself to feel as though you are physically being centered in Christ. If there is an emotion or an idea or a memory that distracts your attention, then just repeat the sacred word and return your focus to Christ. Do this for an extended period of time. You may want to start with 5 minutes and then work your way up to 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And in order to do this, you may want to set a timer. The cell phones we have are certainly very useful for this. This prayer practice can do a lot to help us experience the peace of Christ. Christ is indeed with us in the storms of life. May we trust in his power and his love always.